Hi, I'm Sandy Evans Hall with the North Lake Tahoe Chamber, CVB, and Resort Association.
And I'm Bea Gorman from Tahoe Chamber, and together we took 24 Tahoe citizens to Park City to learn their best practices. Our intent in visiting Park City was to understand how they have built their tourism economy while maintaining a quality of life that has earned them the spot as Best Town to Live in from Outside Magazine in 2013. We also wanted to understand how they support a transportation system that is connected and crosses city and county lines. We wanted to look at how they've leveraged their Olympic legacy into their tourism economy, and they've also managed to maintain their historical character, and they have built an arts and culture identity, and they've built a very solid reputation as having some of the country's best recreational opportunities for all ages.
Through this video, we intend to take you along on this trek in order to share with you some of the successes that Park City has had related to their tourism economy, their recreational facilities, their arts and culture, and a transportation system that really links all of these amenities together for both visitors and locals. Let's start our trek together by looking at the tourism economy and how they fund their multifaceted approach, which includes special events that they've become famous for, such as the Sundance Film Festival, their incredible new visitor center, their wayfinding signage, which is very friendly for pedestrians, and their new culinary initiative. Park City is a former mining town located 35 minutes from Salt Lake City. It is home to 7,500 residents with a total population of 23,000 in the immediate vicinity. Park City started out with a mission of making Park City a great place to live and landed on their signature mantra of keeping Park City, Park City. This has resulted in its becoming both a great place to live and a great place to visit, earning it a top spot on Outside Magazine's 2013 list as Best Town Ever. Park City's authenticity lies in its citizens and officials' commitment to maintaining their unique character, rather than trying to emulate another successful ski town. They have achieved great success in tourism while retaining a sense of community, historical assets, open space, and a welcoming atmosphere. Park City plays host to over 3 million visitors a year with a warm and gracious friendliness and sense of hospitality that permeates every interaction. No matter where we went, we were wowed by how vested every citizen was in ensuring visitors were having a good time and enjoying all that their town has to offer. Tourism is managed by a Chamber Visitor Bureau. Both the county and city are heavily invested in supporting the tourism industry, recognizing the importance to their communities. The commitment to investing in tourism comes in the form of several taxes and fees, with the proceeds being directed to the Chamber Bureau for marketing, advertising, and special events funding.
The city plays a very, very big role in events like Sundance Film Festival in terms of waiving fees, those types of things in terms of their contribution back, transit, things like that for a major special event like that. We're fortunate we have a 1% restaurant tax in our community, and that tax is totally dedicated to mainly marketing and special events. And so it gives most all of our special events the opportunity to apply for assistance. It generates, I think the restaurant tax is about $1.5 million in terms of allocations to mainly special events. A lodging tax is a county tax, and that generates about $6 million this last year in terms of transient room tax. We are fortunate as an organization, we have a contract to perform destination marketing functions for the county with that tax, and they allocate 90% of that tax to us. So our budget this next year will be about $7.4 million. 90% of those funds go to the Chamber Bureau for marketing purposes. 10% are retained by the county after that.
Park City plays host to a variety of special events totaling over 250 days a year, ranging from the internationally renowned Sundance Film Festival to a weekly Park City Sunday Market and numerous cycling and skiing events. Beyond the city and county, the state is involved in funding sporting events through a sports commission. In order to produce smooth, multi-jurisdictional events, the City and Chamber Bureau meet monthly with multi-jurisdictional and agency meetings taking place on a quarterly basis. In addition to working in partnership with the City and County to promote tourism, the Chamber Bureau is also active in providing services for visitors. The Chamber Bureau has 2 visitor centers, including a brand new stunning center located in an area known as Kimball Junction. This visitor center saw 50,000 visitors in its first year of operation in 2013 and features authentic local products and a yummy coffee shop. This new visitor center was built to serve visitors arriving at Kimball Junction, which was at one time a stagecoach stop, and now serves as a residence base with services for the visitor including the Olympic Center, a new hotel, and shopping and dining. When the visitor arrives in downtown, they quickly are able to orient themselves and navigate with plenty of pedestrian-oriented wayfinding signs, guiding them to transit, hotels, and activities, and even a chairlift that takes off right out of downtown.
The identity of downtown Park City is unmistakably historic. Much like Tahoe, Park City had a unique history worthy of preserving. The commitment to this historic quality is evidenced when one looks at the city's 4 goals that drive all decision-making. First was world-class, multi-seasonal resort destination, then preserving and enhancing the natural environment, ensuring an inclusive community of diverse, historic, economic, and cultural opportunities, and finally, a responsive, cutting-edge, and effective government. Part of the economic vitality of Park City is due to its thriving historic Main Street. Planners have taken a balanced approach to preservation alongside appropriate new development coupled with a comprehensive transportation plan.
Infrastructure was hurting, we didn't know what to do with it. You know, when you have 25-year-old sidewalks that are crumbling, you can't put lipstick on them. City Council was able to pass an increase in our resort city sales tax of 1.1% a year ago. And with that, we've funded $15 million of projects in the downtown. All new sidewalks, all new curb and gutter, and then all our little parks and pass-throughs. We're going to blow out and redo them all. So our connectivity, east and west, both into the neighborhoods and onto Sweet Alley is going to be very important. And then right next to the roof up at the top of the street, we're going to build a structured parking garage below it with a big park above it.
Restoring buildings is required where possible or integrating portions of the pre-existing historic structures. New architecture incorporates a Western mining style. Color is used freely, which plays well against a natural backdrop that is subdued, especially in autumn and winter. Business signage is appropriately sized, colored, and uniquely in keeping with the historic ambiance.
I noticed your signs are relatively small for the...
Oriented towards the pedestrian, not oriented towards the car.
The result is a thriving downtown shopping and dining core that residents and visitors alike enjoy. During the trek, we enjoyed lunch at the High West Distillery. This was a decaying building that the city had the foresight to purchase and rehabilitate during the recent recession. It now houses one of Park City's most authentic dining and drinking establishments and represents the exact type of unique experiences that today's traveler expects. A connected parking and transportation plan enhances the downtown. The parking system is intended to manage the flow of public and private vehicles. It connects people to Main Street and gathering spaces through the use of parking, pedestrian pathways, and bridges, as well as new granite sidewalks, curbs, and lighting. A transit center is adjacent to their loop road named Deer Valley Drive. This loop road has effectively enabled direct traffic to Deer Valley to move through without causing congestion and has significantly helped the downtown area.
We've stumbled through one-way streets, switching circulation, uphill only, downhill only,
No traffic.
diagonal parking, no traffic at all. We've failed at all of it. What we have is great transit folks who are willing to try to fail and willing to new ideas. We think the current system they have really works really well now. And they work with us really well when we want to do events. And we want to route traffic just down through 9th Street or just through here so that we can shut this down.
Yeah.
Alexa won't try it. We had a giant coup when you're coming into town at the grocery store. Everybody used to come up Park Ave, which is 1 block over. Everybody. The neighborhood couldn't bear it anymore. The road couldn't bear it anymore. The one stop sign couldn't bear it anymore. So we got the state to come in and partner with us to build Deer Valley Drive, which is that 4-lane highway, and reroute everything around this way.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then that got people to Deer Valley, that got people to Main Street, the Sweet Alley where we could park them. And then ultimately we got federal dollars to build the transit center in 2000 when the Olympics came. And so again, we fought with each other for 10 years on where to build that transit center. We had it planned 20 different places. Some luck or whatever, we finally hooked it up with the infrastructure on the road.
Those intending to visit downtown can park in the free 2-story lot next to the transit center. If someone chooses to drive into the compact historic district, they can park at one of the 200 paid parking spots via one of 33 parking kiosks or use their cell phone. These spots are intended to maintain prime spaces for customers. There are a total of 1,356 parking spots downtown for visitors. These are separate from residential parking, which is managed through parking permits in one of the 5 residential zones that protect neighborhood parking spots. Certainly, this infrastructure and commercial development has resulted in some construction inconveniences, but this small community has even found a way to make construction attractive. They built mining-themed pedestrian tunnels and themed construction fencing. Interestingly enough, there has also been significant development and growth outside of the downtown core at Kimball Junction, which was originally more focused on providing desired commercial services and housing for residents. However, this area was so well done that it now appeals to visitors and even has a new hotel for those coming to experience the Olympic Park. After touring both downtown and Kimball Junction, it was clear that thoughtful planning can create neighborhoods that are good for residents and visitors. Thoughtful planning in Park City's historic district has resulted in a vibrant downtown area that is utilized by residents and visitors alike.
Most of us think this should be a resort base. And yeah, it's attached to a historic part of town, and yeah, that means there's going to be some conflicts. There's going to be traffic. There's going to be some taller buildings. There's going to be, oh my God, forbid, people walking around. But at the end of the day, you know, those people are going to spend money. They're going to continue to make sure people like me who live in town have 8 times the amenities based on the taxes that we get than I by right should. We have great parks, we have great schools, we have great ice rinks, all those things that I think you guys are probably striving for. And really it's about keeping your eyes on that big, big, big prize.
Recreation is the defining component of the lifestyle in Park City. It contributes to resident and visitor well-being, and it is a driving component of their economy. There are 3 ski areas within 15 minutes of the downtown area, totaling over 9,000 acres of skiing and boarding. Total skier days from the 3 resorts are 1.7 million annually, representing approximately half of all skier days for the state of Utah, which has a total of 14 ski areas. Each of Park City's 3 world-class ski resorts made the 2012 Ski Magazine Readers Survey for Top 10 for Best Overall Resort. Lift-accessed mountain biking can be found at each of the 3 ski resorts. In the immediate area, there are 15 miles of paved bicycle trails, 150 miles of single-track trails within the city limits, and 300 miles of bike trails in the county that wind through over 8,000 acres of open space. The governing or inherent design concept, that is, each home and lodging property has immediate access to the outdoors, leading to the phrase, "Your garage is your trailhead." There are 5 reservoirs that offer stand-up paddleboarding, water skiing, sailing, fishing, and swimming. Commemorative Olympic sites exist throughout town, the most notable of which is the Olympic Training Center. The maintenance of this facility is funded through a $75 million endowment fund resulting from the Olympic Games in 2002. On Fridays, school lets out early, and in keeping with lifestyle commitment to recreation, students are transported to either the Olympic Training Center, where they can learn to luge, bobsled, or leap into the air, or to one of the ski resorts to perfect more traditional on-snow sports. The value is placed on sport, lifestyle, and family rather than winning, so very prevalent during the town's homecoming parade for 26 current and former Olympians. We watched countless children of all ages walk Main Street with their peers, interspersed between floats and vehicles carrying the medaled athletes. Public recreation is also funded through a Recreation, Arts, and Parks 25-cent sales tax, generating $900,000 annually that is divided 50-50 between parks, arts, and recreation. These funds are used to build bricks and mortar type improvements in addition to other funding mechanisms, such as bond funds. While in Park City, we visited their community recreation center and ice rink. This ice rink is booked 97% of the time, and a second facility is currently being considered due to the tremendous economic value to the community of visiting teams year-round. The recreation center is comprised of weight rooms, indoor track, classrooms, tennis courts, and pool. The center was originally a private facility that the city saw as a solution to a public need and invested the required funds to salvage it at low cost for higher public use. Sports fields are also maintained by the city, with scheduling, schedule management, and maintenance part of the service provided to the residents.
We're trying to leverage the facilities we have out at that park with our fields, which are world-class, and some of our mountains. And we've been bringing in professional sports teams. We've had British soccer teams come here. We've had Aussie Rules football teams come here, and they train. They go to USSA. They want to live high, train high. There's a giant opportunity in the world of swimming to be at this elevation, but trying to build a pool right now is incredibly intimidating. Trying to own and operate a pool is even worse. There's a giant opportunity. So we do facilities pretty well. We build capital stuff pretty well. We have some budget from our ski resorts to build that kind of thing. Maintaining them gets hard. But at the end of the day, we're selling hotel rooms. If we can bring these guys in here for 2-3 weeks at a time on their corporate accounts for the team, where they can essentially be here and be out of the media and be off the grid and go into 5-star resorts, it's a great fit.
While recreation is important to Parkites, so too was a vibrant arts and culture identity. Street art is highly visible atop the 42 solar-lit bus shelters, each featuring a different theme. These are created by various entities and approved by a public art advisory board. Similar to Tahoe's bears, there were also iconic moose dressed to entertain and numerous sculptures populating street corners, plazas, and gathering places. We were quite impressed with the number of quality art galleries, in addition to several museums, an art center, and a beautiful new performing arts center. We were privileged to be hosted at the Eccles Performing Arts Center for a Garrison Keillor performance. On a Thursday night, this town of 7,500 people had a sold-out show during their off-season. In addition to the Recreation Arts Parks tax providing funding for arts and culture, this community places such a high value on the arts that it has found various other ways to fund it through both public and private investment. Park City residents have been willing to sacrifice some inconveniences in order to grow the Sundance Film Festival, which has contributed to their international reputation as an arts and culture destination, while significantly funding the local economy. Prominently located and easily accessible was a compact and intriguing historical museum right on Main Street, featuring an engaging history of mining, skiing, and the struggles of building their vibrant community that was almost a ghost town.
And the cultural tourism, for me, it gets no better than something authentic and real, and the museum is about authentic and real mining history and heritage. If there are historical society, they've helped provide some oversight to our planning staff over the years. They've helped us with grants. They continue to run programs that we love, highlighting our past. So it's just been a wonderful, wonderful project.
The message was clear. It is possible to have multiple personalities in one community, and thus arts, culture, and recreation can not only survive in the same town, they can thrive and even find common funding sources if the community is willing to self-impose taxes and suffer a few minor inconveniences throughout the year.
How do you link the airport, community amenities, lodging, recreation, and Main Street all together? A fun, free, and convenient transit system, that's how. We took a convenient 35-minute shuttle from the airport and used public transit during our stay, both within the city limits and to connect to county stops. We found using this integrated transit system to be incredibly user-friendly. Buses came by our hotel every 15 minutes, and it was easy to access the ski areas, Main Street, Kimball Junction, recreation facilities, and neighborhoods. Their attractive transit center provides a comfortable and safe waiting area next to a free parking lot to make it easy for connecting to buses. The Historic District has a fun and free trolley that pulls over at the flag of a hand. It continuously loops through town, making their historic district accessible for any age or fitness level. Surveys have shown that first-time visitors may depart the Salt Lake City Airport with a rental vehicle, but that the majority of return visitors opt to take the convenient shuttle and use public transit once in town. The 29 buses that make up the fleet have low floors and wide doors, truly built to load people, accommodate wheelchairs and sporting equipment. The city and county fund the system from a variety of sources, including a transit sales tax, resort tax, business license fees, and a portion of a real estate transfer tax, all totaling $8 million. The solar-powered bus shelters are simply designed in order to provide a consistent platform for more community art. The buses are wrapped to portray the iconic attributes of Park City's identity. Each bus has a base rendering of the Wasatch Mountains, enhanced with images of miners, moose, and outdoor sporting scenes. Drivers are hired for their personalities and then taught to drive a bus, which results in exemplary guest service, as experienced by many of us on different buses and routes. In order to ensure timely service, even in a blizzard, a new maintenance facility has employee housing above it to accommodate seasonal drivers during winter. Park City's thoughtful approach to transportation has resulted in a system that enhances a sense of community and provides service to over 2 million riders annually.